Hello and welcome. My name is Martin. Today I have a great pleasure to present why Study Talk to encourage you for application at the University of Manchester for your further academic future career. So let's go. First of all, I would like to quickly explain a little bit about myself. I came from Poland, from the Central Europe, from Żyrardów city, and beyond of my lots of interest regarding to the chemistry and novel technologies, I also like to be active. I had lots of physical activities like hiking for the national parks. I also used to train on judo. And before I started to interest in regenerative medicine and tissue engineering, my passion hobbies during secondary and high school were related to the investigation and exploring the discoveries of the natural phenomena like through the photography or even astronomy. As you can see here, it's an image made by myself of the Venus transit phenomenon 10 years ago. And my current scientific interests, they are highly scoped in tissue engineering, which is interdisciplinary field beyond of the biotechnology, material science, rapid prototyping, and as well medicine. And currently, I highly interested in the smart biosensor when can just um, revealed a specific biomarkers or even the photoresponse and had a communication for the neuron cells. Like here, as you can see, subretinal implant for the future vision restore for people who lost their vision. So Poland is a very diversity country with a very um, nice and valuable culture. As you can see from the left-hand side, there is traditional Polish fall costume. It is very colorful and it's evolved last 200 years. And as well here, you probably heard about different traditional meals, like for example, Polish rye meal soup, which is żurek soup with eggs and sausages, and as well serve dumplings fulfilled with cabbage. And Poland has a previous capital as Krakow. And here is an example of not completely destroyed after Second World War Babel Rail Castle, and as well Warsaw City with renovate castle in the central part of Europe, which is a current capital of the country. And I also place here two images from my hometown, like 50 kilometers away from Warsaw, which is like small miniature city, very similar like Manchester. Everything is made from the red bricks because it's an industrial hub where it was a high um, factory of the linen industry in 19th century. Poland has a many options to spend your free time. You have a high access to the Baltic Sea in the south, Tatra Mountains, and as well the district of the Mazurian Lakes. One of the famous Polish scientists, which actually started her career at the Sorbonne University in Paris, was Marie Skłodowska-Curie, which got twice Nobel Prize from the radiation phenomena, and as well she got Nobel Prize from physics and chemistry too. My previous education career started at the Warsaw University of Technology, where I completed a bachelor degree, which actually is the equivalent of the engineering degree, and it was last 3.5 years. After that, I elongated my study career and I decided to apply for the master studies and I completed a master degree of science in the specialization of biomaterials. And after 2 years work at the Institute of Materials Technology and Electronics, I decided to apply for the Central of Doctoral Training for the PhD studies at the University of Manchester in the field of biomedical materials. And before and during my studies, I tried to be very active. I wanted to explore the world, participate in many international programs where I highly encourage you also during your studies. During bachelor, I got opportunities to come to Japan for 2 months research internship where I worked on the magnesium alloys for the application for implants. Furthermore, I got 8 months internship at the Griffith University in Gold Coast in Australia, where I worked on my master project. And basically, I found a way to fabricate the ligament, the implant for the anterior cruciate ligament. Furthermore, while I came back to the Poland, I worked for the improvement of immunosensor for collagen detection, and consequently, lastly, I joined to the Institute of Technology of Material Electronics, where I worked on the biofunctionalization and synthesis of like graphene oxide. As you can see here, this is the example of my master project, which you can also conduct during your study in the end and writing your master thesis based on your own research. And I don't want to come so much in the details, but I used such a 3D printer machine to fabricate the very smooth fibers with different arrangements, like a linear arrangement, sinusoidal arrangement, or even random arrangement, where you can see on this electron microscope images below. And then I see it through the structure, the mesenchyms themselves, which will grow through these scaffolds and create cellularized grafts. And after all, I could break them and create such a hybrid compact structure where it was combined to the bone and has also central part, which was corresponding to the ligament and has a different mechanical properties, which is required to restore and reconstruct the anterior cruciate ligament in the knee joint after its damage. So here you can see the melt electrospinning machine, which is printing layer by layer structure of particular fibers. Currently, my research here is slightly different. I worked on the implant for the retina, where we want to find a very high photoresponse feature. So in that case, it's very good to work with the nanomaterials. So I had to develop the mechanism of synthesis of conjugated polymer nanoparticles in the range of 100 nanometers, which would be very uniform and can very efficiently absorb the quantum of the light and trigger the neural retinal cells. So in that case, I had to introduce them in such a specific ink, aqueous ink, and deposit through the inkjet printing machine, as you can see on the left-hand side in the bottom of this slide, and print of the flexible structure. So after all, we are planning to implant them and see whether it will be photorespond and we can detect the signal, which will be electrical signal in the response for the exposure of illuminated light rays. So why I decided to study PhD? Of course, I was very curious about the natural phenomena. Being inquiry, it was highly driven up to also gain my knowledge and also finding the new scientific discoveries, which is very common currently everywhere in our normal life, right? So a study in Poland was slightly different um, system than we can compare in the UK. It's much longer. The undergraduate degree it's lasts at least 3.5 years in the engineering degree, which is equivalent to the bachelor, and master of studies, it was only 1.5 year. So totally it's 5 years of master studies in Poland. And of course, during the studies, I had a lot of program regarding to the different methods of bioimaging and as well the system of drug delivery system and also designing through the CAD CAM softwares of three-dimensional structure and also slice them and print using the different 3D printing machine or even 3D printing machine from the metal powders, which was sintered through the laser beam, and study about the functional polymers and also mechanical examination and studies of obtained structures. So it was highly diversity in regarding to the biomaterial specializations. So all of my previous experience and during my biomaterial study, I decided to prolongate and also use that knowledge and all of this experience what I got in the past for the PhD study here at the University of Manchester through the Central of Doctoral Training and Advanced Biomedical Materials program. As you can see, the link below can give you the advice how you can apply. But before that, of course, you have to just finish the undergraduate study. So I just summarized the several options how you can apply at the Department of Chemistry at the University of Manchester, and what type of option you can got. So there are many different courses like chemistry in medicinal chemistry, and as well industrial experience, and with international study. There are different options for the years. If you want to complete on the bachelor program, that's only 3 years, but you have also option to change and go for the entire continuous program of master after second year. And as well, after bachelor, you can get an option if you have enough academic achievements to go directly and skip master degree and go for PhD. So typical A-level offer that you have to gain after your high school, it's grades AAA, including chemistry and one of the another science or mathematical subjects, which also is really required to pass one practical element of any science in A-level, because as you know that chemistry is really part of the science where you have to just demonstrate many practical skills during the conducting and performance the chemistry experiments. Typical contextual A-level offer, it's including grades A and B, and A should be from chemistry plus one or other science or math subject. And of course, you have to receive at least C or 4 in GCSE, English language and mathematics. But anyway, if you are from abroad and you're writing IB program, International Baccalaureate, you have to receive 36 points overall and grade 666 in the higher level subjects to include, of course, chemistry and one other science or mathematics. So if you apply, you have to also consider very precisely and predict your grades, complete all of important required documents. You should ask about your tutor teachers for the good academic reference, which will be highly important, and demand to improve your application form and write very properly about the great academic standards, your personal statements, and very well prepare for the interview. If you're struggling with grades or you are afraid you will not got enough, you will not get enough score for your exams, don't give up. Try to retake the individual modules, learn using sort of interactive media, find some tutorials, learning by graphs, and try and make it more easy for you. Use, for example, interactive source like Khan Academy. If you have to reset individual modules for the next grade to improve your grades of the final 13-year examinations, your application might be considered once again according to the normal standard selection process. And if you applied in the previous year, your application was not successful, for example, and you should demonstrate in your second application what actually you improved during this year, what you participate, what's your new achievements, and how you increase your goals, right? So it's very important to show the difference, the significant difference of your improvement in the preparation for the next year application. So what's the advantage? Why are you highly encourage you to apply in the University of Manchester? So first of all, it's a study common pathway across all of 3 years, which allow transfer between the bachelor and the master science program of chemistry until a third year. So you have a flexible option, even after bachelor, if you want to stay longer in the academic and you got such an academic achievements, like for example, authorship in the scientific paper, you can just think and directly skip for the PhD program, where actually it will be very beneficial for you. You can get the scholarship, the stipendium program, and this will cover your tuition fee. So moreover, it's a study at university, which is ranked in the 5th place in the UK for chemistry. In the total QS ranking, the entire University of Manchester is on the 27th place of the best university in the world. So it's very prestigious and a renowned, reputable unit, academic unit. Take optional course until across the faculty in the university. You were the most targeted university by the UK's leading graduate employees. So you don't have to be afraid you can't find the work in your field. So even you would like to go directly for the chemical industry and work in the companies, you can be sure that you will really go get the very good position, work position, and also appropriate salary. it's accredited by the Royal Society of Chemistry. So it's a highly good, the high standard organization of Society of Chemistry, of very good reputation. So all of those factors will really support you to find the best way for your future academic career or even industrial career. So what's my advice, general advice during your application process or even during your studies in the further life? So carefully choose your future. What kind of extension you would like to get, what type of faculty you would like to apply, what you can do after the study, what's particularly interests you. What's the benefits if you would like to stay in academic and be as a researcher or scientist? It's a flexible time, how you can work, how you can adjust your task. You can just find the way and also the satisfaction that all of your work has actually the real application to improve our future life, for example, right? To improve the technology, the new medicines, for example, or even medicines. You should remember that never give up, set ambitious but possible plan to achieve according to your possibilities and capacity. Be patient. Not everything you will reach in one approach. Sometimes you have to retake the exam, you have to apply again, and you always will learn from any faults, right? You have to just put it down on the experience and try to apply and never give up and push forward your career. Set appropriate goals, whatever you do, plan how to enroll to the university, calculate and predict your grades, and work as hard as possible. But as well, you have to be know that you should be innovative and find a way how to think out of the box and find balance between the hard work and also have time um, for your another free time. And as well, this will induce you to think completely not in standard way. What's also fine to being a scientist, you can traveling abroad in sort of different places for the internships, for the conference. You can discover the world and also build your connections. So this is very important. Whatever you will do in the future, try to scope on the teamwork and cooperate with people, cooperate with different students. Ask them for what kind of study they are going, what kind of grades they have to achieve from the A-level exams, and even learning together can give you very high and broad overview and much better prepared than everything you will do individually. Here I just composed all of important sources and useful links from the Khan Academy, the links how you can apply, the procedure of application at the University of Manchester at chemical departments. And thank you very much for your attention. And I hope I can see you at the University of Manchester. See you soon. Have a good day. All the best. Good luck.